The winner gets 10 points, loser 9 or less. The referee does not figure into the scoring, and you can only be saved by the bell in the last round.
Scotty Olson. The last time we saw him was back in January on the 6th in Bismarck, North Dakota. He is undefeated, and Al has more on this exciting flyweight.
Scotty Olson shows each time out that he's getting closer and closer to being championship material. Francesco Luvano found out how close when this young Canadian took him apart. He used a body attack every bit as effective as the one to the head. Olson's power is impressive for a flyweight. He mows down opponents with rights and lefts. And as he chases first a title match and then a match with Michael Carbajal, he offers comparisons with Carbajal, like this win over Jose Manuel Diaz, who Carbajal also beat. But Carbajal is at least a year down the road. Tonight, it's Martin Llovera, and Scotty hopes another step forward.
So we're about ready to see the first fight of the night, and for the official introductions, here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Caesar's Palace here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where tonight, Top Rank Incorporated and the undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser, presents professional boxing for your entertainment. These bouts tonight are all sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get things started with 8 rounds in the flyweight division. The referee for this bout is Toby Gibson. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks with blue trim. He weighs 112 and 1/2 pounds. Originally from Veracruz, Mexico, he now lives and fights out of El Paso, Texas, with a professional record of 7-3. Let's welcome Martin, Mr. Llovera. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with white letters. He weighs an even 111 pounds. He's originally from Canada, but now makes his home here in Las Vegas, Nevada. A 1988 Canadian Olympic team member, now undefeated as a professional, 11-0, 9 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, Scotty Bulldog Olson.
Okay, gentlemen, I've given you both your instructions in the dressing room. I want to reiterate. I want no late punches after the bell, no hitting a man while he's down. Good luck to both of you. Give me a clean fight.
Scotty Olson, 11-0, 9 knockouts, born and raised in Edmonton and moved down to Las Vegas a couple of years ago. And Martin Llovera from El Paso. We are underway. First of 8 rounds, or less. And with Scotty Olson's knockout ratio, 9 KOs in his 11 wins. The odds, and of course odds play a big role in this town, are that we may not go the distance.
Very unlikely. And even though that 0% no knockouts by Llovera, he did have Eddie Cook on the canvas, a young man who is a very fine 118-pounder. So he's got some pop.
Olson already has snuck a jab in there and another.
We've chronicled Scotty Olson's improvement since he turned pro. And of course, it's well known at this point that he lost to Michael Carbajal in the Olympics, because Carbajal was marching to a silver medal.
But in fact, he had beaten Carbajal as an amateur prior to the Olympics. Now he's looking for a little retribution, but as you mentioned, it's about a year down the road, or more.
Yeah, his main mission is to win a title, and then Carbajal will jump up to his weight division.
Oh, and a big left hand! He was just dancing that jab in at will, and then he hooked it, and Llovera went down.
Hey, give me your gloves.
And you know what? This is going to sound like a strange statement. Probably the most disappointed man in the house now is Scotty Olson. He doesn't want to have fights where these guys go out right away. He wants to work for 2 or 3 rounds, but there was a perfect combination, and down goes Llovera.
Remember when we talked to him in Bismarck a couple of months ago, and he was saying that he wanted work, and he wanted to experiment in the ring. And he was also talking this morning in our conversation with him about the aggressive defense. He hasn't had to employ that much so far.
That's for sure. He calls aggressive defense, he and Miles Strauss, coming in, being aggressive, but still not being hit with punches. making the other guy punch a lot and miss or have them blocked.
Which is about what has happened here in the first 2 minutes of the first round.
It was a beautiful combination, finished off by a very nice left hook. Most people think of Scotty as even a little better with his right hand in terms of power, but he can obviously hit with his left as well.
His jab has been unblocked. And Llovera's punches are looping and not solid at all. Oh, and a good solid right hand. This is not long for this world, this fight. Less than a half a minute to go in round one.
Olson going downstairs with that left to the body. That is really his stock and trade. When he's throwing that left hook downstairs and bringing it up, he's as tough as any boxer would want to be in that division. Look at that jab. It's a very strong jab. Llovero's having a real hard time, as you mentioned, blocking it or slipping it.
And we have come to the end of round one, and Martin Llovera goes into his corner. And Ralph Ruiz has a serious lecture to perform here.
We see the knockdown from two different angles. Both are painful to Llovera. There's the left hook from Scotty Olson after he landed a very good right hand, and I'm not sure in looking at this in slow motion now, but that the right hand didn't do lots of damage as well. We look at it again, and this time I think you'll see the left hook even better. Scotty Olson finishing off those punches very well, Charlie. And this is the right that stunned him momentarily. Good straight punch from Scotty Olson. He's not a loop. He doesn't throw looping punches, and he landed 72% of his jabs in the last round, 18 of 25.
So the left hand certainly caught Llovera's attention, and the right side of his head, for that matter. Now let's see what he can do to defend himself in the second round. And again, he is just throwing looping punches. Ouch.
Boy, not too much landing there for Llovera. A lot of those jabs just pawed out there. And the percentage of Scotty Olson, 77%, has to be upwards approaching a record for one round, probably. In fact, now a scientific survey done by Punch Profile back there tells us that yes, it is approaching a record. How closely it's approaching, we don't know.
And the right hand again gets Llovera's attention. And again, he is just lunging. This one has the trappings of a mismatch at the moment. Scotty Olson was also saying to us this morning, he was talking about how he and his trainers, Mouse Strauss and Richie Sandoval, work on given situations in the ring, which you don't hear much from fighters. They just want to go in and spar and spar and spar, but they'll put Scotty into a situation where he's coming back off a knockdown and that sort of thing. And this is not a problem he has had to face tonight, although Llovera hits a left, does not do any appreciable damage to Olson.
Well, they simulate situations whereby he might have been knocked down, or he might be in trouble, or point deducted, or whatever. And he works with it. Now, there you see the defense of Scotty Olson. Now, I'm not saying Llovera is a world-class boxer, but you see Scotty Olson, he's using this as a classroom. Here's a guy in front of him who's throwing
and a right hand as Llovera stunned momentarily, but he gets out of trouble.
That last minute or 45-second sequence, Scotty Olson revels in. There he lands a good right hand. He made his opponent miss and then made him pay.
Well, that was the aggressive defense that he was referring to in his conversation with us this morning.
Okay, top one. And I'll tell you one name we haven't mentioned yet that I recall, Richie Sandoval, his trainer, former bantamweight champion of the world.
It's big trouble for Mr. Llovera.
Sandoval has done a remarkable job with Scotty Olson.
And that is all she wrote. Toby Gibson has stopped the fight. Mr. Llovera is home good. So Scotty Olson will go to 12-0. It's his 10th KO. And Martin Llovera drops to 7-4. The fight is stopped in the second round by referee Toby Gibson. Next on the docket for Scotty Olson, Tony Bazooka DeLuca on the 31st of March.
Well, and if he can do this against Tony, which will be a lot tougher since he is a young man who has been a contender in the flyweight division, he'll be doing all right. These are the right hands that Scotty Olson used to hurt Llovera, and the good left following it up as well. Here's where Toby Gibson, in just a little while, saw Llovera wobbling around the ring, took a good long look at him and said, no, I don't think so, and not too much protest.
Well, to make it official now, here is Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Toby Gibson properly steps in and stops this contest at 2 minutes, 31 seconds of the second round. The winner by TKO. His record now 12-0 with 10 KOs. Scotty Bulldog Olson.
So Scotty Olson is the winner in 2 rounds, doing away with Martin Llovera. We'll be back to Caesars in a minute. Probably not necessarily